next we start with the dimensions. So let us see what do you mean by dimensions. We have 7 fundamental quantities. Fundamental physical quantities. One is mass, length, time, temperature, amount of substance, luminous intensity, and current. For these 7 fundamental physical quantities, we have fundamental units. So those fundamental units are: for mass we have kilogram, for length we have meter, time we have seconds, symbolically you write SEC, for temperature you have Kelvin K, amount of substance you have mole, 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 luminous intensity is candela, we write it as CD, and for current ampere A. Just similar to the units, we also have a dimension for the fundamental physical quantities. Dimension for the mass we will use as capital M, for the length we use it as capital L, for time we use capital T, for temperature we use capital K, for amount of substance we use this complete word mole, for luminous intensity we use the symbol CD, candela, and for current again we use symbol A. So apart for every physical quantity, let's say you write down a physical quantity force. So force formula you have, then after formula you have its unit. Its SI unit for the force will be Newton. SI unit for the force is Newton. That Newton can be written as kg meter per second square. If you write Newton in fundamental form, so the fundamental form for the Newton will be kg meter per second square, kg meter second square, combination of fundamental. And similarly, its dimensional formula, if you write down dimensional formula for the force, then kg will be represented by capital M, it is mass, meter is length, L. This second square, it's nothing but time, so T, and if it goes to the numerator, it becomes -2. This is how you write down the dimension of a physical fundamental quantity. Let us look at the another physical quantity, acceleration. Its formula is velocity upon time. If we find out its SI unit, we know it is meter per second square. Again, if we write down its dimension, it will be meter is length and second is T. So T inverse to this is the dimension of the acceleration. Let's see some more. Let's say if we talk about the pressure, its formula is force upon area. You should know the formula. You should know SI unit, then only it becomes possible to find out the dimension. So SI unit for the pressure will be Newton per meter square, but we know Newton can be written as kg meter per second square. You must remember this fundamental conversion of Newtons. It is very much useful, will be used everywhere, most of the places. So force Newton is kg meter per second square, and upon area, so area will be meter square. You can simplify this. Please keep this in mind. The unit for the physical quantity must always be in the fundamental form. So now here if you write down the dimension for kg will be M, L -1, and then the T -2. This will go to the numerator. So M, L, T, K in the same sequence you write down. Here it is LT inverse 2, MLT inverse 2, M, L inverse T inverse 2. Similarly, let us see if you want to write down the dimension of velocity. Velocity is displacement upon time. So its SI unit, we know displacement is meter and time is seconds. So now if we write down the dimension for velocity, meter is length and second is time, goes to the numerator, power -1. So this dimensional formula for the velocity. Next, let us say we again try to find out the dimensional formula of power. So power, its formula you must know. Formula for the power is rate of doing work. So work done upon time. Now for this work done upon time, if you write down its SI unit, work done is force into distance. So force is Newton. Newton is kg meter per second square. Please keep this in mind. Force into distance upon time, and force is this formula, kg meter per second square. Distance is meter and time is second. So this one, now if you simplify and write down the dimension for power, it will be M right? Capital M it should be power 1 L square 1 1. Power 1 you don't do, no need to write. This will be s to the power minus 3. I hope you understand. So this is mLt. Seconds is time, so it must be denoted by the t. Next, similarly you have to practice at least maximum formulas till 10th standard. You have studied many fundamental quantities, right? All those fundamental quantities, that formula you should derive. Apart from those, there are many quantities which will be introduced in standard 11th and 12th. So some quantities like here is a list of fundamental quantities. Some quantities you might have seen in your lower classes and some not. This is new. This one is new: surface energy, stress, strain. But you must be knowing what is torque, wavelength, frequency. These things should be known. Now let us say you don't know what is surface tension. Obviously you don't know still now what do you mean by this surface tension. Then how to find out its formula and how to find out its dimension. This word will be introduced to you in the later part of the standard 11. But right now, let's say if you want to make a perfect guess about what will be its dimension formula, then if you see it is a tension. Tension nothing but it is a force. So its dimension formula must be similar to that of the force. Surface tension, its exact physical formula is force per unit length. This formula you must either recollect, learn it, or also you may learn them when they are encountered to you in the later part of the chapter. Next, about the surface energy. Surface energy is defined as a potential energy per unit area. Stress it's nothing again but the force per unit area is similar to the pressure. Strain, it is defined as a change in length upon original length, or also you can say change in width upon original width, or change in breadth upon original breadth. Coefficient of elasticity is defined as a stress upon strain. These all things you have not heard, but you will be studying in your coming months in the standard 11. These formulas I am writing down. This must help you to find out the dimension. Radius of gyration, obviously it is a radius, so its formula will be distance. Moment of inertia is mass into distance square. Then angular momentum is linear momentum. When we use the word momentum, it means linear momentum into radius. What do you mean by this word angular? Even if you don't know, you will understand in the coming months. Torque is force into distance. Wavelength is nothing but it is a distance again. Frequency is inverse of time. And rate of flow means rate. Whenever you see the word rate means it is divided by time. And let us say if it is given as rate of flow of liquid, if it is given, or fluid it is given, then obviously it is volume, rate of volume flow. So these are the formulas. With these formulas you can easily find out the dimensions of the given quantities. I won't do for everyone. Let us say I want to find out the dimensional formula for radius of gyration. So it will be very simple. For radius of gyration, dimensional formula will be, it is a distance, so it will be m0 L to the power 1. So m0 L0 T0. You can write down either this way or also the answer. This is also correct answer. This looks more professional, more beautiful. Let us say if you want to find out the dimensional formula for surface energy. So surface energy is potential energy upon area. Energy, it is nothing but power into time, right? So energy, potential energy is nothing but work done. So work done upon area. If you find out for the work done, it will be force into distance upon area. This is how you break into its fundamental form and then find out. For the force, it is kg meter per second square, distance is meter, and area is meter square. So this gets cancelled. Finally, its dimensional formula will be m, mass is there, L0, and T minus 2. This will be the dimensional formula for surface energy. M, L0, T minus 2. Yes, it's correct. So that is how you can find out the dimensions for the physical quantities.